Good morning, Cherries, and welcome to Live Jerry Cherry Sunday, episode 198. And in today's video, I'm going to show you a simple trick for targeting chord tones. And this will drastically improve your guitar soloing. So, it's really cool. And we're going to be in the key of D today. And I got a little backing track here that we'll play over to. Nice chord progression. It's a D chord, D to a B minor. I'm going to do 2 bars of it to an E, E minor, to an A. And so now, what we're going to do is, over the D chord, we're going to take this in groups of 5, basically the pentatonic scale, over D major. You have. But the trick is that we're only going to play the root, the 3rd, the 5th. We're going to slide into it in groups of 3. Keep going here in a second, but first I want to say hello to my friend Paul Merrill. Beer. It's beer o'clock somewhere, and for Paul it's right where he is. So cheers to you. I have my coffee still, unfortunately. So this is really cool. So over the D chord, which is the 1 chord, D major, we're in this box right here. We'll call it the G shape. We're going to play the root to the 3rd, then the 3rd to the 5th, 5th, 6th, root. So we know we're going to land on a pretty solid chord tone right here. Finny, what's up? Easy like Sunday morning. It sure is. Well, it's been a while since I've been on a Sunday. I've been usually doing Monday and Tuesdays, but normally we do Sundays, and it's great to be back here doing a Sunday the way God intended it to be. So we got 4 chords. We got 4 chords in the truth. This is actually a song of mine called Turned Around off my first album, Life is Sweeter, but I only do 1 pass of each chord. But for the purposes of this lesson here, we're going to go 2 passes of each chord, just so we can have a little bit more time before we have to change when we get to that. But over the D, we're focusing on the pentatonic scale. But we're really going to emphasize sliding from the root to the 3rd, and the 3rd to the 5th. Going up the scale. When I do the root, the 3rd, I'm going root, 2nd. Let me put on this camera here so you can see it a little bit better. And we got Pekka Blues. Hello, looking forward to some cherry picking. Nice, I'll give you some round of applause for that one. Very cool. If I could find my applause button right here. Awesome. Thank you. Some cherry picking right here. We got the D pentatonic scale. We're not going to play in the traditional pentatonic way. We're going to play the 3rd, the root to the 3rd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 5th. So therefore, we're pretty solid on hitting target notes over a D chord. Pretty certain that the root, the 3rd's going to work, the 3rd, 4th, 5th's going to work. Now these additional notes here that I'm sliding from. That's in the pentatonic, major pentatonic. We got the fourth, that's not. So I'm just going to go up the fourth to the fifth. So that's basically just going up the D major scale. However you want to play it. But I'm only going to the sixth. Here it is again, the D to the third, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. Over the G chord. So, and then when we get to the B, you gotta behave. The B, we're gonna play the pentatonic scale over the B minor, right? We're breaking that up a little bit too into more of a scalar thing, and we're gonna play the B. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 7, 1. So this way you have some target notes here. You're not getting stuck on the or on the fourth. On the pentatonic scale, you could play. We're leaving that fourth out. We're just playing the root, the third, the fifth, kind of like a minor arpeggio. But we're going to play the scale into it. Root, 1, 2, 3. Robert, why don't songs like Ramble On? Robert, why do songs like Ramble On can't be spot on as a cover? They get close, but not quite. Because Jimmy Page is one scary dude. Just leave it at that right there. You know, not many bands kind of scare me in a way, but Led Zeppelin is one of those bands that just, you know, you really got to be really into them to play them right. Really, really into them. And I love them, but I was never into them enough to really be a Zepp head where I would try to really master lots of, you know, Jimmy Page licks, because it's so unique. You know, his playing is just so different than everybody's that it's hard to cover Led Zeppelin. I don't think I've ever there's nothing on my channel that I've covered Led Zeppelin. I play some of their riffs, you know, but you really got to be specific on that. I even have a hard time wearing a Led Zeppelin shirt. It's even hard to wear a Led Zeppelin shirt, let alone play their songs. Right? You know, unless you want to play, and then they started, and it's rock and roll. Play a tune. Put this heat in here, right? Let's get this A string in tune. Then we'll continue. It's live. Nothing's perfect when you're live here. And close enough for rock and roll, I think. Better. Is that it? Have those 7 chords right in the background. I love that. Hello, Robert H. Love. Robbie H. Love. Finney. So, yeah, so it's a 4-chord progression of those B minors. For the next chord's in E minor. You got the same type of thing. You have E minor pentatonic scale. We're going to play the scale going into it. The root. I'm counting all these roots as ones. E minor, E, 2, 3. scale right there. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 7. You know, on the minor you have the dominant 7, a minor 7th here. Then we go into an A. It's an A major again, pentatonic. D. So we got those 4 chords and 4 pentatonic scales. The D right here. And down here. Into a B minor. Into an E minor. To an A. Back to a D. We could do it over this chord progression. Check it out. Here's D. B minor. E minor. The A. E minor. So basically something like that. Forgive all the bad notes, no charge, no additional charge for any of that. But Robert, so glad your neighbor lady downstairs, actually it's upstairs, complaining to turn it down. It may seem loud, but it's pretty low. I'm only in the headphones right now. Late to the party, Scott Olson. That's okay. That's okay. Must be D. Yeah, we're in the key of D today. Sounds like D. Why, it's just happy? Happy D? You got that D, that 9 ringing out too. The E ringing out. B minor. E. To the A. Yeah, C.A.G.E.Ds. I wore this shirt today because I was actually at C.A.G.E.Ds yesterday. And actually, it's not C.A.G.E.Ds anymore. Well, I'm sure you all know that. It's a clothing store, John Varvatos. No, I didn't buy anything there because it's way above my price range. And but, I went in. Sometimes I go in there just to kind of reminisce because I've been to C.A.G.E.Ds a few times. Played there a couple times, actually. And I played next door at the CB's Gallery, which was a small little, I think it was called CB's Gallery, I think. Yeah, I think it was just called CB's Gallery. Maybe 313 or the number. Maybe it was the address. It was part of the name as well. But I have this shirt that I bought there at C.A.G.E.Ds. I actually found a shirt once there. I was sitting at C.A.G.E.Ds. And as you walk in, there was, if I remember correctly, or maybe, there was like some booths you could sit on, and there was a bar on the side, on the right, and there was shirts that they sold there. And there was a shirt under the seat that someone must have dropped, a brand new shirt. It was a gray one with C.A.G.E.Ds. I had that shirt for years, and I found it. So I had that shirt for years. It was a freebie. But this one I bought, I remember buying there years ago, and it's a little faded, but I like to whip it out every now and then. So 3/13 is for your birthday, right? March 13th. Very, very cool, Robert. Give you a round of applause for your birthday. Coming up, not too soon. We could hold off on the birthdays for a little while, right? We don't need to rush the birthdays. They'll be here before you know it. Hopefully, we'll have many, many, many more birthdays so we could play guitar forever and ever and ever for eternity. So it's really just a good exercise, to focus on, just targeting these notes with these. I will admit, I got the 3-note thing from one of my favorite guitar players on YouTube, and I did see him live, Guthrie Trapp. If you haven't seen him, go to his channel, Guthrie Trapp. And he has such a great player. And I kind of got this idea from him as far as playing the 3 notes in the pentatonic scales. Going for the root to the 3rd, the root to the 5th, and then the 5th, 6th, 7th. So you have that whole pattern where it's like. That's over the D chord. And over the B, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. But in that one, you're going 5, 7, 1. We'll get this a little better camera angle for you on this one. So over the D chord, you have 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. Back to the root. 1, 2, 3. And over the minor, relative minor, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 5, 7, 1. And over E minor, same type of thing as B minor. You have 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. And over the A, 1, 2, 3, or down here. Or down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. Then you go right back to to D. So for this progression. It's a good way to get around the subject here. Get around the chord progressions, and you could start off in different positions using the C.A.G.E.D system, which is great, but I think eventually you want to just kind of clear all that out of your mind, and I'm just seeing the D scale, then I'm seeing the E scale, then I'm seeing the E scale. I already said that. And then the A. And hopefully you can connect it in time and hit those notes. You saw the Dead Boys at CBGB's for their first album tour. Ah, very cool. Lots of legendary shows there at the CBGB's. And I seen a couple concerts there, but I played there. Actually, I did an audition there in 2005. I had just moved to New York in 2004. I was born in New York, but I grew up Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And in 2004, I decided to move back here, and I had some family here, and but I didn't know anyone. I came here with my guitar and my dreams, and but one of the first things I did is I did an audition, and it was at CBGB's, and it was for, I don't know if you remember this, it was a TV show called In Excess Rockstar, Rockstar In Excess, and I auditioned they were looking for a new singer, so I went for it, and I actually got a couple callbacks. I played an In Excess song, I played a few different songs, and I met the band, the band was there, and it was really cool. And I made it down to the final 50 before I didn't get selected to go any further than that. But a good friend of mine actually did, Tommy London, who's a New York guy. He actually has this a show on Sirius XM, like the Ozzy's, the Boneyard show or the Metal show. Tommy London. And he actually was in the final 50. That's where I met him, 2005. So I met a few people during that audition. Right on. So any questions about any of this stuff? If you're enjoying this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. All that groovy stuff, Pekka Blues. All right. So, all right. It's a really, really cool thing here. Now, what you could kind of focus on if you want to simplify this is just take the first chord, the D, right? If I'm in tune here. Yeah. Take this first chord, D, and this is the G shape, because it looks like a G chord right here. It's a G. I'm going to slide it all the way up to here, all the way up to here, to the D, and play it over. So this shape right here, is a G shape. And when it goes to the B minor, check it out, I'm in the E shape here. So you have the, here's an E chord, but if you slide it all the way up to here, to B, so now you have this shape to play your scale. The E, it's like an A minor shape right here. Here's A minor. You slide that all the way up to here to E. Then you have this E shape. And I'm just going up 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 7, 1, 1, 2, 3. And then A right here is the D. What is that song? Something like that, right? We won't bother with any more copyright claims here. So you have the A right here, and it's the D shape, so you have that pentatonic right here. Pretty cool. It's right there. And then it's back to the D. So any questions about this stuff, let me know. So check it out. We have the D, B minor, E, A, to the D. Hopefully you're getting this. Any questions, please let me know. Roberts, how do you decide where to start your notes to play lead? Like past the 12th fret, below it? Do notes sound better in other places? Yeah, that's a really, really good question. And, I'm trying to stay focused on one position here. And that's basically what I was saying earlier, where you have this shape right here. So I'm thinking in this shape, you have the G shape. And I'm playing a D chord. So now I know the notes I have here. Here's the D root note. So I'm going to start right here. In this particular instance, start right here in this D. Start right here. To the fifth. To the third. And then I know, here's the next position. Here's the B minor, the next chord. So now I have all these chord tones to choose from. So I'll play on one that sounds closest to where I ended up on with the last. So I'm not jumping all around. Like if I start on this D here. If I go down to B, I know it's very close. And it sounds smooth. Now when the E comes up, I see the E chord here. So I know it's close. And the texture is going to be similar because it's close. And I know the A, this note right here, this E note, is the fifth of A. And I'm playing the fifth, sixth to the root of A. But now I'm thinking the D's coming up, so I got to resolve to a D chord tone. And already, here's the D chord tone. So while I'm playing this A riff, into the D. Oops. Something like that. While you're playing, I've been sliding from position to position. While you're playing, I have been sliding from position to position. And that's really, really, really cool to do, because then, you start up here, and then take it up here, and you play the D up here. Then you think of, like, where's the B up here? So now it's a different position. You can play the B here. Then you have the E up here. Then you have the A here. Back to the D. Then the B. The E. To A. To the D. Hopefully you're enjoying this. Any questions? Please let me know. That was a great question from Roberts. There, it does sound different places. So I'm trying to keep the same texture as I'm playing. It's hard. It's a hard practice to really sound smooth going into this. I've been in the studio for the last month recording this new song of mine, and not consistent for a month, but maybe about 5 days 5 full days so far on one song, and it's coming out really, really, really good. But good guy producing with me, Bob. He's got some really great ideas for the song, and he kind of took it to the next level. And we added some guitar solos in it that I probably wouldn't have even had for this song. But at the end, I'm kind of improvising something on this progression. It's not like this. It's a bit similar to C. But I had a time where I was just like free-forming, just improvising the solo on the way out, and I was a little out of practice to it. And it was a little bit hard because I didn't really focus. I don't focus on that all that much. So I figured it would be a good lesson to take another chord progression and kind of figure out a way to, stay in one position too. Because you could actually just kind of... You could just kind of go around this whole pentatonic scale playing this. You could just kind of mindlessly go through that whole thing, but I wanted to target the changes, so I wanted to play. Even when I'm soloing right there, because I'm targeting, you kind of hear the progression, right, in the background, because I'm playing certain notes that just sound like the chord, like the D major. B minor. To the E minor. To the A. A builds up nicely because it's a 7 chord to the D. Crunchy there. You look like you snuck some triads in there. Yeah, absolutely. Those triads are really, really everything in there. It's taking the triad because that's part of this 3-note sequence thing that's there too. Here's the triad, D major triad. Check it out. D major triad right there. B minor triad. E minor triad. A triad. D. B minor triad. altered scale right here. Check it out. Into the D. That's kind of a bonus trick right there. You get a little outside on the 5 chord. You know, you could just play anything almost on the 5 chord, right? Even diminish. Could you even do that? Diminish? Guess you could. How about augmented? How about augmented? So almost anything from the A back to the D. Because really this progression, it's a D to a B minor. So it's a 1 to a 6. Then the E to an A to a D. It's like a 2, 5, 1. 2, 5, 1. So you have that E. You have the E. So it's resolving. Maybe like a jazz way right there. Let's see. I love the questions. Keep them coming. We have also, how do you choose your sound effect to fit your songs with so many options like compressed and fuzz tones? You know, you kind of have it in your head. I mean, when I do these lives, I keep it really clean. I don't really play with that much distortion, you know. I find it easier for myself to play cleaner and express the notes choices, because when I have a lot of gain, it's harder, believe it or not. Some people might think it's easier when I have a lot of distortions, but I tend to get my point across a little bit easier when I have just a little bit of distortion. So I can really focus on the notes for what I'm just trying to show. I'm not trying to show off here or anything. I'm just trying to my best to play something musical. So I usually like to just find for this, a nice clean sound right here. So I could hear the chords ring nicely. To create the loop. Hopefully that answers the question. As far as recording goes, that's a whole nother thing. You really want to get the right sounds that match. But it's more important what you're playing, actually, and then find the right part, and then find the right sound to fit that part. Whether it's heavy, whether it's slight breakup, because really there's clean. Falling a little flat. It's getting warm in here. Then you have like slight distortion. It could be like this. Have a full-on dirty, which would be more like this. harder, heavier sound like that. So lots of different sounds to choose from. Really, there's just different levels of it, from clean and start adding pedals to slightly break it up into full on just rage distortion, you know. Some fast stuff though. Go crazy with it, huh? All right. Personally, I prefer the overdrive sound with a tone about 12 o'clock. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have going on here. Except for the blues driver, I had set a little bit more, like this classic 30 right here. That's just a little bit of a breakup. I have the tone knobs backed off a little bit too, because this guitar is very bright. That sounds dirty in a good way. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. And then I can kick on the overdrive again. Just wailing away, going a little crazy. Got me all hooked on this overdrive thing here. I use the blues driver. That's what I'm using now, blues driver, for all my Live 2, but a modded one. And this one actually has a modded one too. It has a it's a C.A.G.E.D modded blues driver, but I don't use the modded. It's a bass boost. It's like without it, it's much, bass. You don't really need it in there. Like if I was going for like a really bassy sound, I probably would like it, but it's unnecessary for me. And it's a great pedal. I mean, I use that it's for my main gain. Like here, if I was to do a gig, I bring it out. If I had just one distortion, I'd probably use that because it's very transparent. And I always bring out this little hot tone blues pedal too. Really cool distortions. But you know, in the Ava band that I tour with, I use the Friedman IRX modeling thing, which to me actually sounds better. And it's just a great distortion on those things. But as far as just a distortion pedal, I don't have a better distortion pedal, in my opinion, than this blues driver. The Boss Blues Driver. It's just just gives you a good, I mean, it's pretty low in volume. You get back off on the volume. Clean it up a little. Check it out. Clean. We're going off the rails, but it's still good stuff because we're keeping it in the realm of what we're actually talking about today. Playing pentatonic targeting notes, and but having a good time. We're towards the end of it, and we kind of just get a little loose and have some fun here. Exactly. I see mine has the bass boost too, but it was too much. Yeah, the only modded Keeley blues driver, and I bought it modded like that from Keeley because I heard about Keeley. My old roommate had a blues driver, didn't have the mod in it, and I loved it because I borrowed it a few times and it was cool. So I bought one and had this mod, but I was just like, I don't use it because it's just too over. I think once my sound was a little thin one night and I kicked it on just because it added a little bit more bass. But that was really the only time. It doesn't benefit me really. And I had another pedal mod. I sent it into Keeley. It was a DoD preamp 250 overdrive that's sitting over there, a little yellow pedal, and it's great. It's a very transparent, slightly distorted box. A lot of people, it comes from, I think Randy Rhoads might have used that type of pedal in front of his Marshall. Get that extra, stuff that you need to really add that sustain. Like if this was just an amp right here to like a Marshall, and I wanted to add a pedal to that Marshall, it would be something that has a transparent pedal like the DoD preamp 250 or this hot tone blues pedal, which would give you a little bit more sustain. Here's without it. Here's with it. Hear the difference? Sustain for miles. Pickup on so much gain. crazy, but you could really play as fast as you want with that, you know. But that's the sound right there, and different levels. So you have the clean, then you have the slightly overdrive, then you have the full overdrive, and then with the full overdrive, you kick on that first overdrive, and it takes it over the cliff, you know. It goes to 11. That's what we want to do. We want to go to 11. Yeah, I like to hear with the Strat style guitar. Well, it sounds good. I mean, you want to hear with the Strat? We'll put it on the Strat. Check it out. 1 second. There you go. 1 Strat coming up. See, anything for you guys. Let's plug this baby in. Headphones back on. All right, let's see. We in tune, close enough, rock and roll. My E string's getting really funky on this guitar. I gotta get it set up. Hear it? Very weird. It's killing me. But anyway, here's the Strat. I always use this thing, so you're familiar with this thing. Hear the difference? And these are hum canceling pickups too, but they're single coil sounding. Distortion on. Hold on 1 second. I didn't want to play that string. There's a tuner here. What's that? Can't get it in tune because I can't hear it. It's just a dead note. All right, so with the gain, full on gain. Check it out. Here's what's full on. Crazy, huh? All right, there's the Strat for you. Nice tone indeed. So, is that in the nut? That buzz, the Strat quack. Yeah, it's I don't know what it is. Could be something dirty in there. Could be a dirty nut. I don't know. I did have an issue with my SG once where where the G string was slipping off the nut, and I walked into the music store and I said, I have a problem. My G string is slipping off my nut, and about 20 minutes later, after they all started laughing, they decided to take my guitar and fix it for me, which is really, really cool. So. Yeah, so we're going to wrap it up here in a second, but we have one more question right here from Robert. Can you show that E scale once more? Yeah. You mean the E scale that's from the progression? It's I was playing it up here. So you have the E, pentatonic. I'm going to play the 1, 2, 3. The E to the F sharp, 3. And that allows you to switch to the next chord, which is the A. That's right. No, here's the A. All right, thank you so much. I think I kind of said everything there is to say about this. So, thanks, guys. Any more questions about this stuff, let me know. This is really a lot of fun. Take it really simple. Take it position by position. Start in this this D shape. If you get it in tune eventually, it'll sound good if it's in tune. Wow. It's just really an issue here with the string. So we won't even go there with it. Do this G shape, and then when you get to the B chord, you're still in this E shape right here. Then the E shape, and then your E chord and the A minor shape. Into the A. And the D shape right here. Just try to target those chord tones right there, and you'll be in good shape. All right, Pekka Blues, thank you so much. Thank you, Pekka Blues. Thank you, Robert Eisenkeller. Any questions before we wrap it up here, please let me know. It's been a lot of fun playing some music here on a Sunday. Thanks, Finney. You guys are all so great. Thanks for spending some time with me here on Sunday. Really appreciate it. Jeffrey Boyle and Scott Olson. Must have been the D. Yeah, Scott, you need to fix this guitar for me. And Robbie, thank you very much. Everybody spent some time with me here today. It really means a lot to me. I appreciate it. And any questions, let me know in the comments. Any ideas for next week? I think we'll do next week. It might have to change it to Monday. I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll figure it out when we get there. I can just tell you right now, real quick, look at my calendar and tell you. Next Sunday is, what's going on next Sunday? Might not be able to do it next Sunday, but that's okay. We could always do it on Monday. If that's the case, we will go with a Monday. Looks like Monday. Keep that in the books for right now. Next Monday, not Sunday. And any ideas for lessons? Please let me know. Hate to even say lessons. Any ideas for, some cool guitar stuff that we could experiment with? Let me know, and I'll do my best for it. So enjoy the rest of your day. I love yous. Enjoy this. It looks beautiful out here in Brooklyn here today. Enjoy some football, whatever it is you're going to do on this Sunday before we get back to the week. And I will see you in the next one. So remember, be cool, be kind, and be cherry. And I'll see you in the next video. Love you guys. Peace.